In the early hours of Monday morning, a powerful thunderstorm system with tornadic characteristics slammed into Mexico Beach, Florida, leaving behind a trail of overturned trailers, damaged campgrounds, and stunned residents. The storm, which moved in swiftly from the Gulf of Mexico, triggered tornado warnings across southeastern Bay County and neighboring Gulf County, prompting emergency responses and live coverage from meteorologists as the system intensified. The storm struck just after dawn, catching many residents and visitors off guard. Meteorologist Jim Cantor described the event as dangerous in a post on X, noting that trailers and recreational vehicles, RVs, in the area had been flipped over by the forceful winds. The National Weather Service had issued a tornado warning prior to the storm's arrival, citing the potential for waterspouts and flash flooding due to heavy rainfall. Storm Team 13 Chief Meteorologist Justin Kiefer and meteorologist Caroline McKenzie were on air as the storm crossed Mexico Beach, tracking its tornadic signature live. The system's path took it across southeastern Bay County into Gulf County, where it left visible damage and prompted immediate analysis by weather authorities to confirm whether a tornado had officially touched down.
The roof of the El Governor.
One of the hardest hit areas was the campground near the El Governor Beach Resort, a popular destination for tourists and RV travelers. According to the Bay County Sheriff's Office, emergency services were dispatched to the scene shortly after the storm passed, responding to reports of structural damage and potential injuries. While no fatalities have been confirmed, the extent of the damage is still being assessed. Eyewitnesses described scenes of chaos as the storm tore through the area. "It sounded like a freight train," said one camper, who had taken shelter in a nearby concrete restroom facility. "When we came out, our trailer was on its side, and debris was everywhere." Although the National Weather Service has yet to officially classify the event as a tornado, meteorologists noted several indicators consistent with tornadic activity. Radar imagery showed rotation within the storm cell and damage patterns, including twisted metal and uprooted trees, suggested localized wind speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour. Mexico Beach is no stranger to severe weather. In 2018, the town was devastated by Hurricane Michael, a Category 5 storm that reshaped the coastline and destroyed hundreds of homes. Since then, the community has worked tirelessly to rebuild, with new infrastructure and storm-resilient designs. Monday's storm served as a stark reminder of the region's vulnerability to sudden and violent weather events. Bay County Emergency Services, along with local law enforcement, began damage assessments and cleanup operations within hours of the storm's departure. Power outages were reported in several neighborhoods, and utility crews were dispatched to restore electricity and clear downed lines. Local shelters opened their doors to displaced residents and travelers, offering temporary housing and supplies. The Red Cross and other aid organizations have mobilized to provide assistance, including food, water, and medical support. Mayor Al Cathy of Mexico Beach issued a statement urging residents to remain cautious and follow official updates. "We are grateful that no lives appear to have been lost, but the damage is significant. Our emergency teams are working around the clock to ensure safety and begin recovery." The storm's impact on Mexico Beach's infrastructure highlights both progress and ongoing challenges. While newer buildings constructed post-Hurricane Michael fared better, older structures and mobile homes were particularly vulnerable. The overturned trailers and damaged campground underscore the need for continued investment in storm-resistant housing and public safety systems. Experts point to the importance of early warning systems and community preparedness. "This event shows how critical it is to heed tornado warnings and have a plan," said Caroline McKenzie, one of the meteorologists who tracked the storm live. "Even a few minutes of warning can save lives." As of Monday afternoon, Forecasters were monitoring additional storm cells in the Gulf region, though no immediate threats were reported. The weather system responsible for the Mexico beach strike is expected to weaken as it moves inland, but residual rain and gusty winds may persist through Tuesday. A rare and violent flash flood struck Boca Raton overnight, transforming streets into rivers, grounding flights, and trapping vehicles as torrential thunderstorms dumped more than 5 inches of rain in under 2 hours. The deluge, fueled by a stalled warm air mass and a fast-moving upper-level trough, overwhelmed drainage systems and forced the temporary closure of Boca Raton Airport, marking one of the most disruptive weather events in the city's recent history. The skies opened early Sunday evening, unleashing a barrage of thunderstorms that lingered for hours over Palm Beach County's southeastern coast. West Palm Beach recorded 2.37 inches of rain in 24 hours, a new daily record, but Boca Raton bore the brunt of the storm, with flash flood warnings issued as 3 to 5 inches of rain fell in a single hour. The National Weather Service escalated the warning to considerable, a rare designation reserved for unusually severe flash flooding. By midnight, Boca Raton Airport was forced to shut down due to standing water on runways and access roads. Flights were canceled or diverted, and emergency crews worked through the night to assess damage and restore operations. Federal Highway, Southeast 7th Avenue, and other major arteries were inundated, with water levels reaching knee-high in some residential areas. Videos posted to social media showed cars submerged, headlights flickering beneath rising floodwaters. In Deerfield Beach, just north of Boca Raton, multiple vehicles stalled along US 1 and Northeast 54th Street, prompting rescues by Good Samaritans and emergency responders. One dramatic rescue involved an elderly man trapped in his car as water surged around him. Bystanders waded through the flood to pull him to safety, highlighting both the danger and the community's resilience in the face of crisis. Meteorologists attributed the flooding to a gooey, warm ribbon of air stalled over central Florida, combined with a knotty trough of energy traveling rapidly overhead. This convergence created a highly unstable atmosphere, triggering slow-moving thunderstorms that dumped rain faster than the city's infrastructure could absorb. This was a textbook flash flood setup, said Kimberly Miller of the Palm Beach Post. Warm, moist air at the surface, fast-moving energy aloft, and a stalled frontal boundary, everything aligned for a sudden and severe deluge. Boca Raton's stormwater infrastructure, designed for typical seasonal rainfall, struggled to cope with the intensity of the downpour. Drainage grates clogged with debris, retention ponds overflowed, and low-lying neighborhoods became temporary lakes. The city's emergency management team activated flood protocols, deploying pumps and barricades to redirect water and protect critical assets. The flooding reignited debates about urban resilience and climate adaptation. We need to rethink how we build and prepare, said City Council member Rachel Levine. This isn't just a freak event. It's a preview of what's coming if we don't invest in smarter infrastructure. Dozens of businesses remained closed Monday due to water damage, power outages, or impassable roads. Boca Raton Airport's closure disrupted travel plans for hundreds, with ripple effects across the region's tourism and logistics sectors. Insurance claims are expected to surge, and city officials have begun coordinating with state agencies to secure emergency funding for repairs and recovery. Beyond the immediate damage, environmental experts warned of longer-term consequences. Urban runoff, laden with oil, debris, and waste, flowed into the intracoastal waterway and nearby wetlands, threatening local ecosystems. The South Florida Water Management District issued advisories about water quality and urged residents to avoid recreational activities in affected areas until further notice. This kind of flooding doesn't just disrupt lives, it disrupts ecosystems, said marine biologist Dr. Elena Ruiz. We'll be monitoring for fish kills, algal blooms, and other signs of stress in the coming days.